Hi. So, service to self and service to others. Where would you find yourself in this category? Do you think yourself as a person who actually practices self love, positive self talk, just doing these affirmations and just taking care of yourself, and nurturing yourself, pampering yourself in different things, doing shadow work, inner work, and all the little thingies? Or do you see yourself on a list of service to others, where you're trying to give of yourself as much as possible to others, be of service, do things, be kind, and just give as much as possible, wear it as good way, like, just like really making people happy, or even it comes at your own cost where you sacrifice yourself to yourself, like take parts of yourself for others? Where would you find yourself in this category? Now, for myself, service is the action of helping and working for others or doing work for someone. And so for me, the magic lies in finding the balance and just put yourself first before anyone else. And this is something I've been learning and practicing, and it's hard. I've been raised in a way where, we don't have much, and it's really important to take care of others around you, and just, try to thrive that way. And for me, giving things I have to my brother or my relatives or people around me, if I have a few buckies, like I'm gonna just buy stuff for everyone else and probably be the last one getting things. But that's just the way I've been growing. And as years went by, I noticed that this part of me that is in service to others became really bad, in a way where I would try to please others. I would try to make things for others that would make them happy, but it would be at my own cost. I would lose my confidence. I wouldn't have my own personal opinion. I couldn't do things for myself. And it became like a suppressed person, but like a people pleaser, or trying to appear like wearing the mask so everyone feels like, oh, yeah, I can be in their inner circle and everything else. But I never felt like I could have a piece of myself for myself. And that was pretty much like, 18 years growing that way. I felt like service to others is a very big, important thing. And you have to forget about yourself. But little did I know that you can't live that way your whole life. And some point you're going to crash and burn. You don't have anything else to give. You overburn, so to speak. You get overwhelmed. And at the end, even all the people you've been pleasing still are unhappy, still don't have enough. Different circumstances, of course. But for me, I felt like everything I've been giving, I've been, drained, and I've lost everything I've had. I didn't have energy anymore. I didn't have, the will to help others. And I just closed up with, to hell with myself, to hell with others. I'm just going to be in the shell and just sit like that. And it took me some work to actually find the balance, to learn to love myself, which I'm still like learning and practicing as much as I can. And, it's simple things as, you look around on internet and you see a thing you like, where it is a little game, a little, clothing or an instrument or something that you like, and you can actually afford it. And you're like, damn, I can get this. I would be really happy. I'd be using that thing. And, where you find happiness in physical things, or where you're like gonna gift yourself this walk to the park and just enjoy the scenery, just a little traveling, or spend time with people that you actually like and love or admire, listening, learning, growing in any way possible, it's a big deal. And for me, it took a while to realize that I have to put myself first, not to be selfish, not to be arrogant and egotistical, and I'm the most important person in the world, I'm right and everything else, not like that, but so that I could live and stand up and have something to give to others. I can be a great listener. I can listen to others and, support them as much as possible. But it's even better if I can learn something and experience something that if I share, more people will get the advantage of that, for example. And it's the same thing as, giving a person a fish or teaching them how to fish, or teaching the person how to teach others how to fish. And that is even better. So for me, the more things I can learn, the better I can take care of myself. I can put myself in as an example. And if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself first. So for me, it's, just making the best being as I can be, learning as much as possible, studying, taking care of myself and everything else, learning those things, and then having others, like, hey, here's what I did. I can tell you all about it. Having that person learn the steps so that they can help themselves and learn the steps that they can help others as well. And for me, that's really important. And I look back at, let's say, Tony Robbins' 6 basic human needs with the certainty in life where you need that, like, okay, security, what's going to happen, 7 p.m. and you're going to, let's say, have dinner and you're going to watch a movie or read a book or talk to your best friend. But at certain times you have your day sort of planned out and you know what's going to happen in your life, at least daily, to have some security and safety. And then there's some uncertainty or variety, so to speak. You actually go for a walk, and I like to go for a walk with my dog and just trying to take new routes. Okay, never been here before, but let's go, let's explore. And that's some variety, and we get to see new things and we enjoy that. And like I see my doggy loves it, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, like us having a great time. So this certainty in your life and variety is very important. It's also important for all of us to feel significant, to feel important, to feel like you're good enough. But a lot of us don't get it if we don't really have anyone else. So for me, I'm lucky that you people watch my YouTube videos, because let's say you make me feel really certain. You make me feel really good about myself, not like, again, egotistical or like I'm the, the head of the world, the queen and all this stuff. No, but you make me feel like, hey, people like my message, and I feel like I have a place where I have a word. I feel like I can talk to you all, I can express myself, and thanks to you, I can do this. Because, if I would make videos and a lot of people would say, worst video I ever saw, like probably like after hundreds of those, I wouldn't want to do this. And so because of you, because you accept me the way I am, and you listen to what I have to say, I feel like, hey, I get to feel certainty. I get to feel significant. And significance in life, every person, needs that. So again, that's all service to self. Then there's connection and love. And that's where we need others. The whole thing about love is to enhance and make it better, make it bigger. Because now with other people and other beings around you, you share, you give, and you make it all much better. It's just, you're enhancing everything. And like, I've seen like, why am I here and what am I doing? People ask these questions when they come on Earth, and just like trying to find themselves. And for me, one of the biggest answers, like I usually, like as I'm like looking at my own existence and exploring my life now, I know that for me, enhancing and making things better, like amplifier, so to speak, just like to give as much as possible and to make things better. That for me is important. And so, connection, you can connect with animals, you can connect with nature, and you can feel that like, hey, finally. But love, that's where you need people. Animals can give it to you, but there's more intimacy, there's more inner, deeper connection when you're with people. And finding the right ones, this is where it's a bit of work with yourself, where you look at what you've experienced, where you have to deal with your own case, your own traumas, your own little issues and little inconveniences and everything else, and where you have to meet other person. And you have to, okay, find, like these, how do you fit these two together? Okay, you might have both like same interests and different personalities, or same personalities, and like a lot of like, hey, you and I were so alike, or we're just basically almost the same person. Like there's a lot of varieties, but this is where you have to come out of your shell and you have to be in service to others as well. You have to take care of yourself in a relationship, but you also have to give something to make it better. You have to give your attention, you have to give your time. This is already a service to others. So it's already like in Tony Robbins, if you follow 6 basic human needs on how to take care of yourself and how to have a better life, this is that connection and love is where you need others, and you already are taking a step to be in service to others. So you already have a balance of taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, making sure you have everything secured and you have all the needs met. And this is where you give it out to others. And then there's also self-growth. And self-growth, you need to learn, you need to study, you need to get better. The more you find out, the better it is. And, let's say when you die, you don't get smarter. So everything you're going to learn here on Earth is what you're going to take out there. So it's really important. But at the same time, if you sit in one place in life, let's say with your business, the world gets better, right now we have cryptocurrencies and other things and NFTs, and people are having this, oh, fuck NFTs and all this stuff. It's a big thing, and it's just gonna, like, it's a fad, it comes and goes, it's the same thing, like, whoa. But for me, let's say there's a lot of themes in life, but if we have to view it as in, let's say pandemic came, lockdowns and everything else, and a lot of restaurants, at least where I live, had to either adapt or go out of business. And those that could not grow, that didn't have this self-development, so to speak, they perished. They're gone. But those that, okay, we have the situation, but we can deliver home deliveries and everything else. And they had to adapt. They have to grow. They have to get better. And this is how you survive. This is how you just like, okay, you get better, you do more things in life, and you actually achieve more. It's really important. And the last thing on Tony's 6 basic human needs is contribution and giving things to others. Because let's say, if I just sat there and let's say play video games all day long and read as much as possible, read all the books and listened to music and just never came out and never communicated to anyone, I would feel like crap. But thanks to you, I can express myself. I communicate. And maybe in almost 8 billion people in the world, someone will hear the message and someone will like it. And that is all I need. Just one person hearing me, one person taking the message, and maybe that changes their life. Maybe that affects their thinking in a better way, and somehow things get better. And that's already a contribution. So you have to like find the balance between two, because giving yourself too much to others is not good. Like, I know for myself where I would have to split between people I love. Let's say, oh, mom and dad and brother and relatives, this grandma, that grandma, and they ask you, which one do you love more? I'm like, oh, well, that's a tricky question, because if I say it's you, then the other one will feel bad. And if I say it's her, then you feel bad. And like, oh man, so it's all tricky. And you just have to take yourself like, hey, different answers, like different people you communicate to, and just taking care of yourself. Because in the end, for me, I know I cannot please everyone. Like, you can watch my video and hate me, and you can throw rocks at me and everything else, and you cannot agree with me. And that's okay, because you have your opinion, and good for you. Good for you to have your own decisions, your own opinion, and just your own belief system. That's really good. And like, what I'm saying doesn't have to be the truth, but this is what I believe in and I share, and whoever buys it, that's cool. So for me, like, I literally have to work really hard to find the balance, because my whole life I've been more on the side of giving and like being in the service to others. And I noticed that I've sort of burned out. Like, every time I notice, like, I still do, like, even like up to this day, I have to catch myself and like, hey, stop it, stop. Because I know, like, I'm gonna, let's say, do sessions and work with people, then there's a hobbies, but everything I do throughout the day is giving and serving to others. And at the end of the day, I give this much time to myself and everything else is to others. And you do that for a year and you're like, damn, I feel really bad. Not just like, it's not guilt. It's like, hey, you're doing good. You're being really kind, but you can't forget yourself. And for me, like, that's the difficult part. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's something I have to work at every day. But with all that being said, finding the balance and everything else, what's your life like? Where do you see yourself? Are you in service to yourself? Are you in service to others? Or maybe you're in between, having that balance? And whichever side you take, what would be your tips, and what are some of the things you could say to help others that are watching this video? And maybe, like, please leave a comment, because your experience can actually inspire and help someone else that are in tricky situations that you have been before. So that being said, thank you for watching my video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.